The dimensional currents of the CrossWorlds Grand Prix were usually precise, their vortex gates humming with controlled energy, designed only for the verified champions and their high-tech vehicles. The atmosphere at the starting sector, a shimmering strip of chrome floating between the neon skyline of Neo-Tokyo and the ancient ruins of Angel Island, was already electric. Sonic the Hedgehog leaned against his gear, grinning at the familiar tension in the grid. To his left, Shadow the Hedgehog radiated cold fury, while Jet the Hawk adjusted his goggles with arrogant confidence. Then, the sky tore. It wasn't a portal opening, it was a dimensional rupture, violent and uncontrolled. A cacophony of screeching metal, unstable chaos energy, and the sound of broken reality flooded the arena. 27 racers were on the official roster. Suddenly, there were 43. They arrived like a thunderclap, the calculated menace of Infinite the Jackal, the wild, unstable energy of Surge the Tenrag, the silent professionalism of Whisper the Wolf, the bubbly enthusiasm of Marina the Raccoon, the cheerful deity Chip, the fashionista Honey the Cat, the silent hero Gadget the Wolf, the nervous traveler Trip the Sungazer, the royal twins Sonia and Manic, the sharp-edged Thorn Rose and the darker Black Rose, the glowing green menace Super Scourge, the decommissioned Machine Gamma, and, incongruously massive, the pixelated human Wreck-It Ralph. They didn't just appear, they slammed their way onto the starting grid, often right into the path of the official racers. A stunned silence fell over the assembled heroes and villains. Eggman sputtered, pointing a shaking finger. What in the blazes is this? Security. I demand security. Infinite, standing atop a swirl of crimson phantom energy where his designated vehicle should have been, simply laughed, the sound hollow and mocking. Did you truly think such a spectacle could proceed without the main attraction? Surge revved a battered, makeshift hoverboard, glaring intensely at Nine, who was already analyzing the dimensional residue surrounding her. Move it, Tech Rat. I got a speed run to make. The countdown timer, oblivious to the metaphysical chaos, ticked down to 60 seconds. The race was starting, whether the official roster liked it or not. Sonic pushed off his vehicle, walking toward the nearest official, a visibly stunned Knuckles. All right, everyone stand down. Don't engage. We have a race to run. Shadow snarled. We are supposed to tolerate these invaders? Infinite should be contained. And miss the best show of the millennium. Sonic countered, his eyes shining with chaotic excitement. Look at the roster, Shads. This is insane. Just roll with it. Let's see if any of them can actually keep up. The official racers, from the stoic Blaze to the enraged Jet, had no choice. The engines roared to life, a testament to the Grand Prix's rigorous scheduling. Race 1, the Phantom Blitz. The starting horn blared, releasing 43 machines and several beings who bypassed the need for machines into the twisting, multi-dimensional track known as the Cosmic Helix. It was pandemonium. Super Scourge, fueled by excess chaos energy, tried to cut off Sonic immediately, only to be forced wide by Ralph, who simply took up 3 lanes worth of space. Wreck-It Ralph had no racing gear, only pure, destructive momentum. Infinite was untouchable. Using his control over virtual reality, he ghosted through obstacles, laughing as he manipulated the track geometry itself, leaving other racers scrambling to avoid phantom walls and non-existent loops. Surge was a wrecking ball. She didn't race efficiently, she slammed into everything, relying on raw, unstable speed and sheer tenacity. Gadget, blending into the crowd, skillfully used his various wishbone tools to navigate past the larger collisions, a quiet focus belying his unassuming nature. The veterans held their own, but the sheer number of unpredictable variables made strategy impossible. Honey the Cat zipped past the slower racers, seemingly more interested in the aesthetics of the course than the placement. Chip, buoyed by pure positive energy, often just bounced over the chaos, cheering loudly. The race ended as abruptly as it began. First place, Infinite the Jackal. He crossed the finish line in a dazzling burst of red light, striking a pose of supreme, aloof victory. Last place, Surge the 10 rack. She didn't limp across the line, she careened violently off a barrier near the final stretch in a shower of sparks and smoke, her hoverboard disintegrating around her. She screamed obscenities at the track, the crowd, and ultimately, herself. The aftermath of shock. The winner's podium was a disaster. Infinite accepted his trophy with calculated indifference, while officials swarmed Surge, offering medical assistance she violently rejected. The pit lane was a maelstrom of confusion and confrontations. "I cannot believe this," Jet spat, ripping off his helmet. "We just lost to a glorified illusionist." Wreck-It Ralph lumbered over to the official racing commissioners, looking genuinely horrified. He removed his oversized fists from his racing stance and dipped his head. "Look, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to crash the party, figuratively or literally. I'll replace all the rails I broke." Sonic clapped Ralph on the shoulder, moving past the apologies. He found his rhythm in the chaos, a strange sense of belonging overriding his professionalism. He spotted two familiar hedgehogs, a vibrant magenta one and a green one with spiky dreadlocks. Sonia. Manic. Sonic sped over, pulling his alternate reality siblings into a tight, warm hug. "What took you guys so long? And how did you even find this place?" Manic grinned, throwing his drumsticks into the air. "Dimensional hiccups, bro. We were tracking a strange energy signature, and bam. Next thing we know, we're dodging a purple walrus." Sonia simply adjusted her scarf, her expression soft. "We heard you were in trouble, big brother. We came to help." The theme of found family was already blooming in the wreckage. Elsewhere, Amy Rose approached the two alternate versions of herself with astonished curiosity. Rusty Rose, bearing scars and cybernetic enhancements, stood beside the fierce, punkish Black Rose. "Wow," Amy whispered, clutching her hammer. "So, you're me, but different me. I love your outfits. But who is Rusty?" Thorn Rose, who was helping Rusty adjust a malfunctioning joint, looked up. "Greetings, original. Rusty is complicated. A version of us that needed a little technological help to survive the wasteland." Meanwhile, the Babylon rogues circled Gadget the Wolf, who stood silently by his wishbone pack. "Look at this guy," Wave snickered, adjusting a wrench. "The rookie hero who fought Eggman. He looks like he's about to cry." Storm grunted, "He seems weak, boss." Knuckles stepped forward, planting his feet firmly in front of Gadget. "Back off, bird brains. That rookie helped save the freaking world when Sonic and the rest of us were down. He's earned his place, weak or not." Gadget tilted his head in a silent nod of thanks. The scene escalated as Shadow materialized near Infinite, Chaos Spear energy crackling around his hands. "You are a ghost, Infinite. Your victory means nothing. Surrender now." Infinite simply tilted his mask. "Still obsessed with the past, ultimate life form? Your weakness is predictable. I simply manifested my victory, something your limited mind could never comprehend." A crisp, judging voice cut through the tension. Honey the Cat surveyed the Chaotix Detective Agency, who were currently bickering over a lost lug nut. "Honestly, Chaotix, your performance was embarrassing. Not only did you fail to secure a decent placement, but your gear clashed horribly with the track aesthetics. You call yourselves professionals?" Vector roared, shaking his fist. "We are offended. We are the best detectives in the multiverse." SBO sighed dramatically. "She has a point, Vector. We need better sponsorship." Near the catering tent, Cream the Rabbit nervously approached Trip the Sun Gazer, who was still trying to navigate the large crowd without tripping. "Hello. You have such shiny scales. Are you a visitor from the stars?" Trip, eyes wide with anxiety, managed a smile, squeaking sound of affirmation, clutching her little hat. Marina the raccoon, radiating warmth, rushed over to Blaze and Silver. Before they could react, she enveloped them in a massive, fluffy hug. "Oh, my favorite dimensional travelers. I missed you both so much. How are you here? I thought I was the only one who slipped through." Blaze and Silver exchanged bewildered glances, unable to process the joyful exuberance of their unexpected friend. Chip, spotting Zavok, cheerfully offered him a massive segment of chocolate. "Hey! You look grumpy. Have some happy fuel." Zavok, staring down at the friendly deity, accepted the chocolate mechanically, his brow furrowed. This entire scenario, it is impossible. Yet, the blue one embraces it. Sonic. I realize now that Sonic knows things about the structure of reality that I, Zavok, do not. High above the track, Sage observed the commotion, her holographic form flickering. She spotted Whisper, adjusting her mask and rifle. "You are designated a wolf, yet you show no allegiance to the conventional forces," Sage stated analytically. "An unusual anomaly. And you associate with forces that Father would consider detrimental." Whisper merely pointed her rifle at Sage, silently asking if she was going to interfere. Dr. Eggman finally focused his attention on Gamma, the stoic robot standing near the wrecked Surge. Eggman felt a prickle of confused nostalgia. E-102 Gamma, impossible. That unit was repurposed. What programming sequence is overriding its termination protocol? Tails approached the giant Wreck-It Ralph, his analytical mind buzzing. "Ralph, quick question. A dimensional breach this complex requires massive energy. How did you know about the Grand Prix, and how did you get here?" Ralph looked sheepish. "Oh, Mario told me about it. We were having a kart race back home, and he was bragging about how much better this one was. He said if I wanted real chaos, I should try to jump the track. He helped me with the coordinates, he was talking about a fun little intrusion." Tails' eyes widened. "Mario? So this whole thing was orchestrated by..." A loud, booming laugh came from the VIP box. Mario, Red Capuscu, was doubled over, watching the chaos below. "Mamma mia! Sonic is having such fun. Look at him dealing with the mess. Best crossover event ever." Sonic sped up the wall of the stadium, arriving directly in front of the laughing plumber. He leaned in close, dropping his voice to a dangerous whisper, loud enough only for Mario's ears. "Listen up, mustache. You think crashing my race is funny? Let me tell you a secret." Sonic's eyes narrowed, the casual humor gone. "I am not just some hedgehog. I am Sonic, the Prince of Mobius, the son of King Jules and Queen Alina. And messing with an heir of a sovereign kingdom during an interdimensional peace accord is a high crime in my jurisdiction. You would be punished dearly." Mario's face drained of color. The laughter caught in his throat. He looked at Sonic, suddenly seeing not a rival, but a potential monarch with untold political power. Mario screamed a high, terrified cartoon shriek and began running in panicked zigzags, looking for an emergency exit. Ralph watched his friend flee in terror. "Whoa! What did you tell him, Sonic?" Sonic grinned, his signature cockiness returning instantly. He winked. "I told him that chili dogs are objectively better than spaghetti." The crowd erupted in a mix of confusion, disbelief, and roaring laughter at Mario's unexpected meltdown. Surge, recovering slightly from her crash and furious at the distraction, slammed the flat of her hand against the remaining half of her vehicle. "All right, listen up, Dimension Hoppers and Royals. I don't care about your secrets or your sad little apologies. Shut up. The second race is about to begin, and I am not crashing out again." Nine floated close to her, his gaze condescending. "Surge. I assure you, your unstable propulsion matrix guarantees I will be miles ahead of you this time." "Oh, you want a guarantee, Foxy? Surge snarled back. Big the cat, unfazed by the global threat, tapped the massive, armored shoulder of Dread, the ferocious shark racer. Say, Dread, do you want to go fishing after this? We could use some quiet time. Dread glared, flexing his razor teeth. Not a chance, civilian. Super Scourge, already gathering green energy for a preemptive speed boost, pumped his fists. I am going to win this whole thing. I am going to be the champion of all reality. Before Scourge could gather enough power to solidify his super form, Ralph stepped forward, his expression firm. No, you don't. With a grunt that rattled the arena, Wreck-It Ralph delivered a perfect, square-on punch to the glowering hedgehog's jaw. The impact wasn't just physical, it was temporal. Scourge's green aura dissolved, and he crumpled back into his normal, leather-jacketed form, spitting out a few loose teeth. Sonic whistled. Nice move, Ralph. The monitors flashed, announcing the start sequence for the second race, a perilous run through a frozen, digital wasteland. Sonic looked out over the bizarre mix of characters, heroes, villains, royalty, dimensionally displaced orphans, and wrecking crews. This wasn't the Grand Prix they planned, but it was certainly the most exciting one they had ever hosted. All right, everyone. Sonic called out, revving his engine. He flashed his trademark thumbs up. New rulebook. No holding back, no hard feelings, and definitely no more dimensional breaches. Let's have a good race. The engines screamed their agreement. The starting countdown began, hinting at an unpredictable, chaotic future where the only certainty was speed.